People of Earth, did you really think you'd seen the last of me?
When I'm not looking up Android 18 hentai, I'm getting excited for cartoons that'll one day disappoint me more than I disappoint my family.
Oh, that's right, honey. We don't have a son.
I was excited for Powerpuff Girls 2016, Full English, the first 2 arcs of Dragon Ball Super, but a man's gotta have hope. Hope that some of the upcoming animated movies and TV shows coming up will be some new favorites in time. Maybe they'll turn out awful, maybe not. I'm still hyped for them anyways. Top 5 cartoons I'm excited for. I know this isn't top 10 Loud Sisters like I said I'd make next, but you know what fam? Sometimes you have to look at what's ahead to truly appreciate what's behind you about cartoon characters. I think it was Gandhi who said that. Rules. Though there is a movie on this list that hasn't been officially confirmed, I'm gonna try and stray away from fan speculation projects, like a Jimmy Neutron reboot for example. No upcoming seasons of already existing TV shows either, only new stuff entirely. But without further ado,
let's get right into the
TorchSheep video! Here's a fun fact, I owe a darn lot to Adventure Time. I did not care about cartoons at all for a long while, from about 2008 to 2011 I believe. Cartoon Network was my #1 pick before that time, but when they started going down a bit of a dark path, I lost all interest in cartoons in general. Can you really blame me though? CN real? More like CN I wanna kill myself. Ha! It wasn't until I was feeling nostalgic one day in the summer of 2012 that I decided to check out what Cartoon Network were up to. I saw 2 episodes of Adventure Time and I was instantly hooked. Lucky for me they were marathoning the show that day. I was in love with regular show and I liked Gumball too, but Adventure Time was the best. At the time I didn't know a Western cartoon could have all these overarching themes and plots while still being one of the most unique shows I've ever seen comedically. It was my gateway into modern cartoons, and I cannot thank it enough for that. So naturally, of course I want the movie to come out! It's Adventure Time on the big screen for glob's sake!
Let me show you how it's done!
It's been over 2 years since it was reported Adventure Time would be getting a theatrical film, and there has been nothing since then. And with the series ending in the next year or so, it's looking to be now or never. Just a yes or no, please? But the only other thing we've heard is word from the voice of Finn from about 10 months ago saying as far as he knows, it's still happening, and that they're trying to figure out how they would work it into the story of the show. People have been stating that all the ideas from the film have been adapted into various miniseries Adventure Time has been bringing out recently, but I've looked into this and I can't find any confirmation. Will the Adventure Time movie ever see the light of day? I darn well hope so. If they time it right, it could be a huge finale the show rightfully deserves. A final hurrah to one of the most influential and game-changing modern cartoons ever. One does have to wonder how they're supposed to conclude all the 460 story arcs they have going on, but they'll work it out.
And then the monster got punched in the head, and the princess was safe. And everyone was happy.
Big Mouth is an upcoming animated Netflix show created by Nick Kroll and Andrew Goldberg to be based on their teenage years growing up through puberty. We've been told that it's going to be surreal, and considering Nick Kroll is in charge of it, yeah, I can believe that.
I'm jacked up now, bro!
We haven't had any trailers or even screenshots of the program as of me making this video, so why am I excited for it? Well, let's look at the last 2 adult Netflix cartoons. 2014's BoJack Horseman has developed into one of my personal favorite TV shows, well, ever. I think anyone that's ever even met me knows how much I adore BoJack Horseman. Then there's 2015's F is for Family, which definitely isn't as good as BoJack in my opinion, but I still really liked it and would recommend it to any fans of adult animation. Or any fans of angry, sweary, fat-faced shows. It's a real genre, don't you know? So, will Big Mouth continue the trend of these amazing Netflix adult cartoons? I don't know, hasn't come out yet. I'm not bloody psychic, am I? The concept of Big Mouth reminds me of F is for Family more than anything from what I've heard. F is for Family was based by the comedian-creator Bill Burr's life growing up in the 70s, whereas Big Mouth is based on Nick Kroll's, also a comedian's, life growing up as a teenager. Are you sure this isn't a Kevin Murphy spin-off? The show is scheduled to release sometime this year. One big question looms though, why is it going to be called Big Mouth? Maybe it's a metaphor for how loud and hectic life can seem to someone going through puberty, turning from boy to man, and how to keep yourself from drowning under the endless sea of pressures that adulthood brings. You have to be as loud, or big-mouthed, as life is. Shouting out your dominance and not allowing yourself to be pushed aside and left to rot in the never-ending struggle of your own anxieties. Or maybe the main character has a big fat gob. 2013, Cartoon Network released a pilot for a cartoon named Lakewood Plaza Turbo as part of the Summer Shorts project. And let me tell ya, I've been hoping for a TV show of that short pretty much since then. It's only since March 9th this year that it was greenlit by the network for a full series, scheduled for a 2017 summer release. I cannot freaking wait for this to be a thing. The last original Cartoon Network show to gain my interest was We Bare Bears back in 2015. The show centers around 3 employees who work at a store where superheroes buy stuff for their missions. The 3 employees also having powers themselves.
It's just a power poke. You know, a special move.
Radicles and Enid are both cool characters, but the main character, KO, is freaking the best, man. Maybe I only say that because he's voiced by the same voice actress for Kid Goku, but heck, it just suits him so well with his naive yet power-hungry personality.
Go out and defend our plaza to the extreme! My soul burns for justice!
Also, their boss is just some shirtless guy with sunglasses and a tie. I think that might be the best design for a boss character I've ever seen! The pilot and show are both created by Ian Jones-Quartey, who if you're a fan of modern Cartoon Network shows, you'll definitely recognize this guy's name from working on Adventure Time and Steven Universe. I absolutely got an Adventure Time vibe from all these shorts Cartoon Network has released recently, and the pilot. It's very quick-witted and crazy.
Relax, KO. Don't overthink it.
Ian seems to be a really nice dude too. He also seems to be Rebecca Sugar's bestie or something. I swear those two are never apart. I have complete faith in his abilities as a writer. Much like Steven Universe, the show has undergone a bit of a change in appearance since the original pilot. It looks a lot more simple and brightly colored this time, which yeah, I did prefer the older style, but I still think this new one is fine too. It's also no longer called Lakewood Plaza Turbo, it's been changed to OK KO Let's Be Heroes. I so bet someone's gonna say that to KO in like a super climactic speech in an episode or something, you can just see it. I'm looking forward to seeing all the powers and fights everyone has, I'm looking forward to laughing at the absurd humor, and most of all, I'm looking forward to Cartoon Network bringing me a show that I can get excited for again.
Okay, KO, let's start the show.
Welcome to McDonald's. Can I take your order?
Yeah, I'd like to get a 10-piece McNugget and a bunch of the Szechuan sauce. Like, as much as you're allowed to give me.
TorchSheep, I hear you asking. I thought you said at the beginning of the video, no new seasons of already existing cartoons. And to that I say,
Yeah, rebellion!
nah, I had to make an exception for Rick and Morty Season 3. I just had to. I don't think I've seen something in the TV world of cartoons that's been this anticipated for a long while. I kid you not, it has gotten to the point where I've overheard several conversations in public of people talking about Season 3. I'm sure many of you already know about Season 2's ending with Mr. Poopy Butthole claiming when Season 3 was coming.
Tune in to Rick and Morty Season 3 in like a year and a half. Or longer.
And boy, he wasn't kidding. It's become a bit of a meme now, people wondering whether Season 3 or Half-Life 3 will be coming out first. Loads of web articles and videos speculating what's going to happen in Season 3 after the huge cliffhanger Season 2 left us with. Oh man, it's been one crazy ride. Remember when everyone thought it was going to come out at the end of 2016? Good times. It would appear Season 3 took so long to be a thing because the creators Justin Roiland and Dan Harmon wanted everything to be perfect. And you know what, all jokes aside, that's actually really refreshing to hear. I'm glad they took their time. It makes me believe Season 3 will be just as good as everyone's hoping if they put this amount of effort into it. Rick and Morty Season 3 probably wouldn't even be on this list if it weren't for what Adult Swim did this April Fools. No announcements, no warning whatsoever, they just aired the first episode of Season 3 without telling any of us. So many conflicting emotions were had that day, mainly joy though. How was our quick taste of what's to come? It was glorious. Easily one of the best Rick and Morty episodes ever, I'd say. Super action-packed and super creative as always. I am so ready for the rest of these episodes, you have no idea. It's supposed to finally come out summer 2017, which I really want to be true. I don't think my heart could take any more surprises. If for some reason you haven't watched Rick and Morty yet, now is the perfect time to do so.
Rick, here's...
Oh yeah, and one more thing. A single gag from Season 3 Episode 1 has the world obsessed with bringing back an old McDonald's sauce. Can you imagine what the rest of the season's gonna do? No honorable mentions this time, because it is very highly likely I'll do a Volume 2 of this list sometime in the future when more stuff is announced. So instead, before we get to number 1, I just want to shout out a YouTube channel called Blue Artisan. I've checked him out recently for the first time, and he makes some really good videos about cartoons, so definitely check him out if you're a fan of older cartoons, or even just want to learn more about them. His sub count is criminally low at the moment, so please do give him a watch after you finish this video. I'd recommend his most recent top 10 on the best cartoon outros. Plus, he's from the UK like me, so he has the voice, guys, that lovely, lovely voice. Anyways, on to number 1.
The bath! Hey you guys, I'm just gonna take a bath.
Yep, Gorillaz are getting their own 10-episode long animated series, I am not kidding. In a recent interview with Exclaim, Jamie Hewlett, the Gorillaz creative director, discussed his plans for the show. If you don't know who Gorillaz are, they're probably the most popular animated band ever, this year making their big comeback with the new album Humans. They're the guys who did Feel Good Inc. and Clint Eastwood, all that good stuff. The fact that they're my favourite band does help them reach number 1 on this list.
Go back to sleep, honey. Oh.
The band just oozes personality in everything they've done. We've seen animated shorts from them before with Gorillaz Bite and their MTV Cribs tour, and yeah, I can totally see that being made into a full show.
Can't catch it, look, it's so slippery. I can't kill it.
Can't kill it? What do you mean can't kill it? I'll show you how to kill it all. You grab the damn thing. Now ticks face. No.
Even in their most recent music video, Satin Bars, a good amount of it was just the bandmates wandering around a haunted house, and it was entertaining as heck.
Press the button to begin.
Hey, hold on a second. I remember where that sound effect comes from. I still have that thing.
Wherever they are. Welcome to a journey of discovery to the depths of the solar system. Press the button to begin.
The cartoon will have the characters in 2D, but it seems they're open for experimentation with the background stuff, using CG or even live action. I'd love to see the show adapt a Class of 3000 formula, ending off each episode with a musical number, most likely being based on the tracks from Humans, or maybe even some older stuff. Sadly, we won't be getting the Gorillaz animated series until 2018, but that doesn't affect just how excited I am for this. Gorillaz having a show? It just sounds like it'll work. 2D's awkwardness, Murdoch's creepiness, Russell's possessedness, and Noodles having a giant head hidden in her roomness. It's gonna be great!
Breakfast.
Oh yeah, I got a real appetite.
Just a peppermint tea for me.
This has been TorchSheep, and thanks a bunch for watching!
Hey you guys, I'm just gonna take a bath.